Hello, Gender and Justice students. Welcome to Gen 205. This video is an overview of the whole course. I will also do a separate video overview of the syllabus itself, and I will do separate intro videos for each of our units. So we are an asynchronous online class. An asynchronous class means that we never have to meet, right? So there's no Zooms, there's no online classes that you have to attend. An asynchronous class is organized in such a way that you can get the work done, according to your own schedule, keeping up with the due dates that I've set up for us. So I'm going to switch us over to Blackboard, which is where our course is housed, and show you around. This is the homepage for Gender and Justice. This may look a little bit different than some of your other classes. I have put everything that you will ever need for the class here on the homepage. So on the homepage, if you scroll, you get some information about the class. This overview video will be here. Everything you need is here, including the syllabus, which I'll go over in a separate video that will appear here. But just know that you can go ahead and click on the syllabus and it will download for you and open as a PDF. I have general information to help support you, right? We're still in a crisis response mode, right? COVID has been going on for over a year. John Jay is not fully open. So I have a couple different resources here. I have the CUNY continuity page that has up-to-date information about student supports and various outreach. I also have the general, information that John Jay provides, but then also an additional list from my own personal Digication webpage that has various information about the food pantry, about counseling, about the Immigrant Student Success Center, the Urban Male Initiative, the Women's Center for Gender Justice, Spectrum, which is the LGBTQ plus organization, Student Club, and the New Resource Center. And then I also have some general information about what it means to be, learning online during a pandemic. If you want to get a hold of me, which I love when students reach out to me, you can email me or you can text me. Email or text, either way, I try to respond within 48 hours, Monday through Friday. I often respond a lot sooner, but just give me a minute to make sure that I have time to review your request and answer it appropriately. You can also sign up for the Remind app. I'm using Remind this semester to send out really just weekly updates reminding you about what's due, what you need to be working on. My office hours, I don't have any set because with an asynchronous class, I found that people just weren't using them regularly, and it was just way easier to set up one-on-one time. So I am very available to speak with you one-on-one via Zoom, Skype, a phone call, whatever you need, for me to support your success in this class. Now, if you continue scrolling down, you see our units, right? Everything that's required for the class is embedded in these units. There's no textbook to buy, no books to buy, nothing like that. Once you click on a unit, it has everything that I want you to read, to watch, to hear, included in the unit. It has the assignments in each unit, right? Our units are about 2 weeks long, sometimes a little shorter, right? This one, August 25th through September 2nd, is actually a week and a half. You'll notice over here that everything is set up as tasks. So task 1 is reading this, welcome to the unit. There will be an overview video for each unit as well. So the unit number 1 overview video will be here. So your first task will be to watch that video and then continue on with the tasks here. I do want to point out that there is an intro to the class Zoom, 100% optional, but if you would like to come hear from me what this class is about, ask me questions, please join me on Tuesday the 31st from 1 to 2. This hyperlinks to the Zoom link. I'll also send out additional reminders the day before. So all you need to do in every unit is follow along the tasks. You'll learn more about what those tasks look like when you do the overview video for each unit. For now, just be aware that our class is divided into 8 units, about 2 weeks long each for the entire semester, and that they will appear here. You'll notice that only unit number 1 and unit number 2 are available. I don't open them all up right away to ensure that students don't try to power through and overwhelm themselves, and also gives me time to make sure that each unit is properly calibrated for the class. Everything that you'll need for the class will be on the home page as soon as you log in and click on our course. You can also use the left side menu bar to get around. So you can check out recent announcements. Announcements are a really good way to make sure that you're up on the latest and greatest for the class. Announcements are emailed to you to the email that you have linked on Blackboard here. So you can always come check out the announcements if you maybe deleted it from your email. I link to the John Jay support services that they provide for us on Blackboard. I have a little bit of information about myself, including my contact information. The course dashboard is the sort of typical landing site that you would see in your other Blackboard classes. You have my grades, Blackboard Collaborate I left up here in case y'all want to use it, but it's not required for the class, and the discussion board. We will use the discussion board quite a bit for this class. It actually helps organize the class. I have a general Blackboard so that you can ask various questions. If you're confused about what a word means, you can ask me here. You can create your own thread. So I encourage you, to come to this forum if you need help, since we are an asynchronous class, and ask those questions. And I encourage you to answer, right? So you as students are also, knowers. You are knowledgeable. So you can also help out with anybody who posts in the help, confusions, venting, OMGs in the forum that I created here. You will then only see one organization. I see them all because I'm the professor, but you as the student, you'll see the group that you have been assigned to. So every student has been assigned in a small group to study a particular organization this semester. So this class, Gender and Justice, right, is focused on feminism, the F word, right, because that's what gender justice is. And we are at John Jay. The John Jay College motto is about educating for justice. It has in huge letters on the walls of John Jay, if you have not yet gotten to be on our campus physically, huge, giant, fierce advocates for justice written on the walls. Like, we are very serious about this idea of advocacy and social change, right? Making the world a better place. And so gender and justice, gender justice, is one of those types of justices that is up on the wall at John Jay, as we are fierce advocates for justice. And it means that in this class you're going to be learning about feminist activisms, feminist identities, intersectional feminism, and this is a class that can get taught about a lot of different topics and in a lot of different ways. And so for us, because we're at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, I have focused this class on what's called feminist abolitionism. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. You will by the end of the semester. Feminist abolitionism refers to feminists, usually feminists of color, activists and scholars alike, who are working to challenge the criminal justice system because the criminal justice system is such a racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, exclusionary, anti-immigrant violent system, right? Scholars have traced how mass incarceration is actually directly related to slavery, right? So slavery ended, that was the form of racialized socially control at the time, and then we moved into the Jim Crow era, and now we are in the era of mass incarceration. So feminist abolitionists want to abolish the criminal justice industrial complex, right? So when you hear phrases like defund the police, decolonize, defund, decarcerate, what they're talking about is a radical change, not reform, but a radical change to the ways that we think about community accountability around violence and harm, the way we think about community care, and what we could do with all that money that goes into policing if we actually used it for social services that are so direly needed. Right? A feminist scholar named Angela Davis, who you will read this semester, talks about how prisons disappear social problems, that we just don't want to see or think about our role in perpetuating poverty and perpetuating violence within communities. Okay. So for our class, each of you will be in a group in the discussion boards. You're grouped there to study one particular feminist abolitionist organization all semester. So that way you get to see what it looks like sort of in action, right? Feminism is all about combining theory and action, right? So this isn't just about reading research, but it's about reading research that's connected to community, and it's about seeing what jobs are available for you if you decide to go this route after you graduate, and to give you insight into what feminist abolitionism looks like, you know, in real time. Okay, so that means for some of you, you'll be studying Survived and Punished. Others will be studying local organizations like the Audre Lorde Project or Girls for Gender Equity. The Sex Workers Outreach Project has its own Behind Bars organization that supports incarcerated sex workers. Black and Pink supports incarcerated LGBTQ people. Hollaback is both national and has a New York City chapter, and they focus on street harassment and fighting back against street harassment, because it's really hard to call the police when you're being harassed, you know, very quickly on the street, and how that happens. And it's really hard if it's the police who are harassing you. And then we'll also be studying the Sylvia Rivera Law Project. So find your group, right? I have you assigned here by last name. I'll change it to first name after everybody introduces themselves and tells us what name that you would like to go by. But make sure you can see a group, and if you can't, let me know. Again, you can always get back to our home page by clicking on Home Page, which has everything you need. Okay, so that is a, you know, short overview of what our course will be like and what it's about. Please join me on Tuesday, August 31st, looking at my calendar, yes, 31st from 1 to 2 for that optional introductory Zoom if you like. If you have questions, please reach out. Again, I really do like hearing from students. Email me, text me. We can set up a time to talk on the phone or Zoom or Skype. Like, I am here to help. In an asynchronous class, you are not alone. It just means that we're communicating. You know, you can email me at, 2 in the morning and I can respond at 4 in the morning, right? We don't have to be on at the same time. I understand that people's schedules are very busy. And I do want to say, we are entering, more than a year into COVID, more than a year into this economic recession/depression as a result of COVID and, our government's reaction to it. We had a white supremacist insurrection at the nation's capital not less than a year ago. It was in January. It hasn't even been a year. We've seen huge amounts of protests against racist police violence. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And so please reach out to me if you need help making this class doable for you. I'm really here to help. Our due dates are suggested due dates to help keep you on track. So if you start to get a little behind, that's okay. Just catch up. There's no loss of points. There's only 2 sort of, concrete deadlines for the class, one in the middle of the semester for everything from the first 4 units, and then at the end of the semester, right? Because it's the end of the semester. But you won't lose points, if you do those makeups, within those half semester time periods. Because I know that, we have work, we have school, we have various family responsibilities, we need to sleep, we need to take care of ourselves, right? There's a heaviness to the world right now, and I honor that through having some flexibility in our class. So if you do have any questions, please reach out. I look forward to getting to know everyone online, and I appreciate you watching this. Thank you so much.